everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we are going over the BH Cosmetic Zodiac Crystal Collection. I am so excited that BH Cosmetics sent this out to me, so thank you BH for thinking of me and sending me this collection. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you know me personally, this is kind of like right up my aesthetic because I'm obsessed with astrology and crystals, so like it couldn't be more perfect. So this is what the packaging looks like. I just want to run over the details quickly and then we can get into testing out the eyeshadow. It comes with a 12-piece brush set, and I checked online and it looks like you can get this at Ulta for $28, which isn't bad. You get a good range of brushes, and I mean, like, who couldn't use more brushes, right? So basically with the brushes, they are a two-tone synthetic bristles, and the handles are inspired by energizing crystals, which I think is pretty freaking cool. And for me, we have the showstopper, the main event here, which is the eyeshadow palette. This is a Crystal Zodiac palette. It is a 25 eyeshadow and highlighter palette. It looks so freaking beautiful. It says that it has marbled multicolor shadow pans and matching matte and shimmer finishes. I can't wait to get into these marbleized eyeshadows. I feel like I haven't seen marbled eyeshadows in years. The packaging on this is super pretty. I love it, and the palette retails for $27. So one thing that I really like about BH is that they're on the affordable side. If you've been here for a while, you know that I have a lot of love for their Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I think that is a great palette if you are a beginner into color and you want to branch out without spending a lot of money. Check out Take Me Back to Brazil. It's really good. But today, the focus is on here, and I already had in my mind from looking at this that I wanted to play around with blues, purples, and yellows. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for today. So I think I'm going to end up, I just really want to swatch these marbled shades. Swatches aren't end all be all. What matters is how it performs on your eye, but I'm just I have to get in and see what these guys look like. So we are going to start up over here. That is very iridescent, beautiful, and pastel looking. This is the blue purple, the lapis one. That is a beautiful smoky gray purple. I love that. That is stunning. Here is Amethyst. That is also a very pretty shimmer. Look how these shine in the light. Now we have Jade. Carnelian. I am horrible at pronouncing things, you guys, so don't tear me apart in the comments. But that is a beautiful, bronzy, almost copper color. Here we have Tiger's Eye. Ooh, that is a beautiful gold. Love that. This is Amber. I think this is going to be one of my favorites. That is really pretty. It's blending into my skin tone, so it's kind of hard to see, but it has a really pretty, almost a silver shift to it. And I really like that a lot. I think that that's gonna be really nice in the inner corner. Next up is Citrine. Love that. That is really pretty. I think I may end up using that in today's look for a topper. Here we have Smoky Quartz, which has a little bit of a green undertone to it. It definitely has some green glitter and some green sparkle to it. Here we have Hematite. This looks super nice. This is definitely more of a true space gray versus lapis, which was kind of a purple smoky gray. This one has a lot more shimmer and glitter in it. So you can kind of see the difference between this one and that one. It's a lot more noticeable in person than it is trying to pick it up on camera. Rhodonite is next. Ooh, this is the sexier older sister of this one. This one has a little bit more impact. It's a little bit more of a pewter gray color, and it is super, super pretty. If you were to do a smoky eye, do a gray, the gray and matte shadows in your crease and pop that on the lid all over in a messy fashion, that would look so good. And lastly, we have Rose Quartz. That is stunning also. These are so pretty. Oh, and then I'm gonna swatch the middle shade. The middle shade is so interesting to me because it looks like a series of duochrome. It's not really gonna, it's kind of picking up on camera. Like over here is blue, and then it's reading green, and then purple, and then kind of yellow. So I'm wondering if you can kind of see on camera, like especially this one, it's kind of like leaning purple a little bit. And then this one is a little bit more blue toned. So let's see what they look like just swatched all together. That looks stunning. That is really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and get into the matte shadows and see how they place on our eyes. So I'm first gonna start off with this matte purple color and start to build it up into the crease. So to do that, I'm gonna take a Morphe 506 brush. This is a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna have a little more control with it. And then for my lid, I just put concealer on today and lightly set it with powder. I could have used a sticky base, but I've been doing neutral looks so much, kind of forgot about it. So right off the bat, this is really nicely pigmented. Probably zoom you guys in. So you can see this lovely zit that's like always in the center of my nose. Love that for me. So with any colorful shadow, my technique of doing it is like making sure you're tapping off the extra as always with any shadow. But instead of just going in and blending, I like to like stamp it on because you're gonna get the most pigmentation. And if you're working with a tacky base, it's really gonna help it adhere to the base and you're gonna get the most payoff that way. So once I have it laid into place, like honestly, I'm barely touching this to my skin with the lightest motions. I'm just doing like small circular motions to start to blend that out. And then I'm gonna go into the inner corner and do the same thing. I'm trying to build up a halo eye today. And then whatever is left over, I'm gonna use that to cross over in the middle because I don't want it super pigmented in the center. I'm thinking that this is like based off of first impressions. This is looking really nice. I know like from the industry, from playing around with makeup myself and just from hearing other people talk about it, purples and reds are really hard to formulate. And the fact that this is really pigmented and it's easy to blend out, like that's a good sign for me. And again, it's an affordable price. So it's like you're getting good quality at affordable prices, which is always a plus. I'm pretty happy with how this is going. I just want to smoke it up just a little bit. So I'm going to take, it's kind of like this in-between gray and brown color. So it looks like a really dark gray, but it's also in the brown family, kind of like a dark, like really dark smoky taupey color. So I am just going to go ahead and take my same brush and then lightly dot this on. And I'm going to keep this closer to the lash line and right into the crease because I still want to have the brightness up higher into the crease. Just keeping this closer to the lid. And that is like giving me the depth that I wanted. You can already see like how much of a difference that is making. I really like that these shadows are pigmented, but they're not like too pigmented. You know, like you put a little dot on and then you're stuck blending forever. It's like the right amount. And sorry if you can hear my dog running around back and forth in the background. She has like an absurd amount of energy today. Love that. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take a mix of like this kind of like beigey tone and the white because I don't want my brow bone to be a stark white. So I'm just gonna mix those on a clean 506 brush and I'm just gonna whack that up here. This is also gonna help blend the edges a little bit. So if you're like me and you have like a hard time getting into a specific inner corner, I can just go in with a smaller brush. This is a Real Techniques detailer brush. Pick up a little bit of shadow and just stick it right into my inner corner. And then I can also work on doing some detail work here. So I'm just bringing this purple out a little bit more. So now what I'm going to do, now that the colors are laid into place, I'm going to work on blending a little bit. So I'm just taking a fluffy M433 and again, lightly because I don't want to like smoke and blend it out too much. I just want to finesse these edges. So I'm just going in with a light hand and just lightly bringing that up towards the brow bone. What I really like is the blendability of these shadows. Like, BH Cosmetics is so good. And oh my God, I forgot about the brushes. I should be using the brushes for this look. I will use the brushes in my next look. I got so sidetracked by the shadow and so excited about the shadow, I forgot that there's a brush set I could be using. So, love that for me. What I was saying before I distracted myself was that I really love how easy these shadows are to work with. So like, they're super beginner friendly. But I really like how I was able to add that darkness, like that dark taupey color, without taking away from the purple. Like, it didn't overpower the purple, it didn't take it over. Like, it just looks so nice. And just so there's like no tea, like I literally have these brushes still in the packaging. They were sitting behind my bottle of water, so like I literally forgot about them. I'll show you after what they look like though. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a base, this is the ABH base, and I'm just going to take a teeny tiny little bit and just kind of like refresh the center of the lid. I love how I still have all my swatches on. So I'm just taking this concealer brush from Sephora, and I'm just like mainly focusing this down by the lid and then kind of dragging whatever is left over up into the crease area. And it's fine that I'm mixing the purple in, like I'm not super concerned about that. And then what I like to do is blend out the edges with my finger because it kind of smooths everything together and will give you a nice like smooth transition. Just to re-brighten it up like that. It doesn't have to be anything perfect, anything fancy. All right, let me get my life together and look at these brushes and see what we can use for the rest of the look. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take this brush right here. This is a number 9 brush. So it's pretty similar to what I was just using. It's just not as flat. So like I wouldn't use, I mean, I guess you could use it for cream product, but it's a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it for placing that lid shade. So what I'm first gonna do is go into the yellow matte and place that down. And that is a really nice yellow. I love the way that these brushes are shaped because like it just kind of like works and fits perfectly with the roundness of what we're trying to put up into the crease. So now that we have that, you can see it's a little funky looking on this outer corner, so I'm just going to build the yellow up a little bit and then I can go back in with the purple and touch up anywhere else. Just like that, and now you have your little halo eye with yellow moment. So for some shimmer, and although I really do like it matte, but I definitely want to add some shimmer because how can we not? I'm going to take a combination of citrine and amber. I'm going to lay citrine down first and then amber on top. And then for any kind of shimmer shadow, I love using my finger because I think you get the best pigment, best payoff that way. So we're just going to lay this guy down first. And then I'm just gonna like overlap it onto the purple, and it just gives it a totally different look on top of the purple. It just looks so pretty. Placing that shimmer slightly onto the purple too is gonna help like blend everything in together and have it look cohesive instead of like two stark colors next to each other, if that makes sense. And then again, if you ever place your shimmer with your finger and it looks a little streaky like that, all you have to do is just go in with your blending brush and blend it for like a second, and then it's fine. It's good to go. So now I'm going to put amber and focus this right on the center. And this is lightening up that lid. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love how this is turning out. That is so pretty. Okay, so to help balance a little bit, what I'm going to do now, we have a little brush over here. So the number 12 brush is about the smallest brush that we have. It's a little bit bigger than what my preference is, but it'll be fine. So this is like a very large pencil brush versus like the E36. So it's a little bit on the bigger side, but that's okay. And I just took that middle highlight shade, oh my God, and I'm just putting that up here, and I'm actually letting some of the sparkle get onto like the very edge of that purple, and in person, it is giving me like a very gorgeous like galaxy vibe. It's kind of hard to like pick up on camera, of course, but like in person, this middle highlight shade is like freaking stunning. That is so pretty. Okay, so for the lower lash line, because I don't have a brush smaller than this, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my E36, and I'm just going to start going in with the purple on the lower lash line. And I always like to connect to what I did in the crease, just so it's like a cohesive, like circular moment, you know? And I don't really have a flat enough brush in the brush set, so this is the M432, and I'm gonna go back into like that dark color that we used, and I'm gonna stamp this along my lower lash line, and that's how we're gonna add like some darkness and depth and smokiness to the lower lash line. I like to focus most of it on the outer corner, and then whatever is left I lightly bring in. And then you just wanna go back in with your brush and blend it. And there we have a nice smoky eye. And I just wanna show you guys, like, I took a risk today by doing my base first. And you can see, like, there's virtually no fallout. Like, there's like, where is it? There's like a wee bit right here in the inner corner, but there's like literally nothing. So I really enjoy that about the palette. And then to highlight the inner corner, I'm just using that same middle shade. This would look stunning layered on top of any of the matte shadows. Like, I feel confident enough saying that just by mixing it a little bit into this inner corner. Ooh, it would make such like a dimensional shift to any shadow. So I really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara and be back to wrap up the video. So this is what the finished look looks like, and I am so happy with how it turned out. I just want to talk about one thing really fast with this palette. You can see, especially in the purple shade, it is like loosely packed, so it is a little bit messy, and that isn't anything negative. It's just more of like, so you know. A little bit goes a long ways. Make sure that you're tapping off the excess on your brush before you put it on, and that way you won't get fallout. But because they are loosely packed, that's, in my opinion, what I think makes them really nice and blendable without, you know, being difficult to work with, and you still get the nice pigmentation. So I'm really happy with how this look came out. Hey everyone, so Future Meg here, and I just want to give an update. I just got out of the shower, washed my face, did all that stuff, and as you can see, my lids are definitely stained. I was a little bit concerned because when I first used a makeup wipe, like the purple wiped away neon pink, and so I used some other cleansers, and this is the best I could get it. Normally when I use shadows like purples or reds, for example, or like neon pinks, it's normal for me to have like a slight stain on my lids, and then normally when I go in the shower and continue on with my cleansing routine, normally it washes away, and then I can wipe whatever is left once I get out of the shower. But I haven't had a shadow really stain my lids like this in a while, so just know if you use this palette that you are going to need to rub your eyes a little bit more to get the shadow off, and that it may stain. If you wear makeup on a day-to-day basis, it's really not that big of a deal because you can just pop some concealer on your lid the next day if it's still stained, and no one would be able to tell the difference. But I'm someone that like doesn't really wear makeup on a day-to-day basis, so if I go somewhere tomorrow, I'm gonna feel like I need to put some makeup on because my skin is bad enough, and then with my eyelids looking red too, that's not great. So anyways, it's pretty typical with super pigmented shadows for purples and reds to kind of leave a stain. I just personally have not had this much of an issue removing the color from my lids. So I just wanted to let you guys know, and let's wrap up this video. And I honestly, like, I can't wait to play around with this some more. I think I want to do like a really dark, like vampy smoky eye. So be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of my makeup. It's MakeupByMegB. And yeah, I mean, these shimmers are just freaking stunning and beautiful and gorgeous. So before the video ends, I just want to go over the brushes really fast. So it looks like we get a little kind of like a shader brush right here. This stack these all along. This is like a super fluffy brush. Oh, what I wanted to do was use that center shade as a highlight. So I will use this. This looks like a nice powder brush. I will get to that in a second. This is a little bit more of a smaller blending brush. Here is like a blush brush. It could also be contour. I mean, like, I kind of like that these don't have names on them specifically, because you can use a brush for any kind of purpose. Just because it's a blush brush doesn't mean you have to use it for blush. But this is a really nice angled brush. Ooh, this looks nice. This is like a nice, soft, big, well, I don't even know. What would you use this for? Like foundation or powder or something? And I really like the handle design on these bigger brushes because they're a little bit more marbled and like swirled, so they look really cool. So this is like a nice powder brush. This is like a foundation brush, you could say. And it looks like this is gonna be, this is nice. This is a very nice brush. But yeah, look at those handles. They look super, super cool. So let me get the whole thing together. So yeah, just the handles on these are super pretty. And let me go ahead and fluff some of that center highlight shade on, even though I already have highlight on. You can never have it. Ooh, that adds like a nice, that's adding like a, you can see a little bit of the dual chrome, like the purple. That is so pretty. And a little of this goes a long way because it just fluffs like right on there. I love this palette. So if you're interested in a colorful palette that's on the more inexpensive side, that also comes with a good deal, like you get a lot of mattes and you get a lot of shimmers in here. You're getting 25 shades. So I think that it's a good deal. It's a little over $1 per eyeshadow, so you can't really complain about that. So yeah, let me know, what is your favorite BH cosmetic product in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.